Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. I hope you had a great weekend. I actually laid around on Saturday afternoon. It was just awesome. Rare for me to do. I wanted to talk to you this week about narcissism. This is Narcissism Week. But before I get started on understanding about narcissism and the energy behind it, I just wanted to talk to you about all the controversy about wearing masks. And I want to make it clear to you that, wearing masks is not for you. It's for the people around you. It's simple science. If you are a silent carrier, if you got exposed somewhere else and you've got the virus and you wear a mask, you reduce somebody else's risk of catching it from you. It doesn't protect you, it protects others. So if you really want to practice true Christian faith and do unto others, then wear a mask. That's all I have to say about that. It cracks me up because there's so much nonsense about it, but that's neither here nor there. I want to talk to you about narcissism this week. We're going to talk about traits of a narcissist, tools of a narcissist. We're going to understand why codependents are attracted to narcissists. We're going to understand the difference between a female narcissist and a male narcissist. And that's what we're talking about, not masks. I just had to say, please be aware that if you wear a mask, you're protecting others and not yourself. Here is the narcissist toolbox. Number 1, creating self-doubt. Number 2, creating confusion. Number 3, using criticism. Number 4, using sarcasm. Number 5, denying. Number 6, ignoring consequences. Number 7, blaming. Number 8, repetition of key phrases such as "you're just overthinking it." So I'm going to get into a little bit of detail with that, but we'll put that up on Facebook so that you can look at it. So on goes the glasses. As I've done some homework for you on this, a common symptom of dealing with a narcissist, especially when you're in a relationship with one, is that you're frequently doubting yourself and that you're often confused. Narcissists can turn any situation to their advantage. They use delusion and denial to convince themselves that the bad situation that they have created is not their fault at all, and they have the ability to turn the real situation into a fake one. Whatever they see and how they perceive things is real in their eyes and nothing else. The interesting thing about narcissists in court is because they believe themselves so much that oftentimes others, like a judge or a jury, will believe them too. It's very interesting because remember, on this planet, it's all about the energy that gets projected, and people feel or read each other's energy. So they have a strong ability to make themselves believe in things that aren't real. They tell themselves a story, they believe their version of reality, and they say the same story over and over again. And then you start believing it and thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, am I the crazy one? We're going to talk about gaslighting, which is the term for that later on in the week. They use something called the hot potato tactic. And that means that they throw blame around since they don't accept it. And so they have to hurry up and hand it over to someone else. Usually that's the person closest. And so they never accept blame for anything. Even if they're guilty, they find a way to take it out on you and turn things around in their favor, making you the bad guy. And so then you feel a certain amount of shame as a consequence of that. And it turns into this situation where you're always walking on eggshells. Number 3, lying. Narcissists need constant validation to make their already shaky self-esteem stronger. They need to be praised so that they have the energy to keep on going with their lives. And so normal people have tools to cope with criticism, especially if it's constructive criticism, but narcissists don't have those tools. And so they usually have to make sure that they are surrounding themselves with people that adore them. If you have a narcissistic friend, for example, and you have a telephone call with them and they ask how you are, they're really only wanting you to tell them how you are for just a minute so they can launch into everything about them. No good deed goes unpunished. Number 4, if a narcissist performs a good deed and it goes unnoticed, then they will make sure to turn your life into a living hell. They will constantly tell you how great they are, how much they've done, how wonderful they are, and they will trash talk you behind your back to everyone that you know if you're not constantly making sure that you are giving them accolades. There is such a thing as a victim narcissist too, which we will be talking about. Projection is number 5. Narcissists love to project. Whenever a narcissist says someone did something to them, you can be rest assured that they did that exact same thing to someone else. So that means that they are always projecting out their issues, allergies this morning, sorry, that they're always projecting out their issues to others, okay? They also have a Me Too tactic, that's number 6. If you have a problem, then the narcissist does too. So if you say, oh my goodness, my back is hurting, a narcissist says, oh, you don't know what hurt back means. Oh my gosh, my back hurts so much that you can't believe it. Not only that, but I had blah, 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 and they go on and on in the Me Too. So that, again, your attention is turned to them. They come up with a false scenario, which I think we already talked about. Narcissists can often be paranoid, and that's because they don't feel like they have control over someone. When they don't feel like they have control over someone, then their paranoia gets, huge, and they begin to project even more. And if they feel abandoned, they can, really start a situation where you look like the bad guy and the narcissist is the victim. And triangulation is, triangulation. That's number 9. In psychological terms, triangulation is when two people talk about another person, set each other up for gossiping, slander, and set each other up, spreading rumors, etc., so that you are having difficulty with other friends. And number 10, narcissists turn molehills into mountains. They make a big deal out of minor things just to get the attention that they crave so badly. And narcissists can talk and talk and talk, and you never get a word in edgewise. And even if you did, if you started to talk, they assume what you're going to say, and they jump in and talk over you. So this is what narcissism is all about, and the energy of a narcissist is usually the energy of someone that lives out of a wounded child place, somebody that has terrible insecurity, someone that really doesn't understand how they appear to others, and that's the story of narcissism. So we are going to have a narcissistic week and continue to talk about the energy of narcissism. We're going to talk about the gaslighting that I mentioned. So if you have questions about that, we are going to talk about the difference between a female narcissist and a male narcissist, because male energy is really more blatant than female energy. Female energy is a bit more subtle, but can be quite insipid. Not that I'm bashing our gender, ladies. And we'll talk about what a codependent does when they're in a relationship with a narcissist. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you probably want to ask yourself why. And if some of the tools that I had put in, that was good English, Melinda. If some of the tools that I'm going to put down, you see yourself in, take a good strong look, because remember, in your vibration, your whole soul purpose is to understand yourself and be in a place of self-evaluation and look at your shadow side too, so that you can move forward in appropriateness. How's that sound? Okay. And I know that you're still looking for me to do an hour or two of readings. We've just been really busy, and that's not an excuse, it's just an explanation. I always want to be the best I can be for you, so if I work a long day with clients, one after another, I'm kind of spent to do some readings, and that makes it so that maybe I'm not giving you my best, so that I want to do. But I will open up Friday morning to some questions about narcissism, since it is our week to talk about that. And remember, wearing a mask is not for you. It's because you are considerate of others around you, and you don't want to hurt anyone else. Have a great day.